All right. Looks like we're back after some technical difficulties. Hopefully everybody will make it back here. Looks like Aaron's here. Looks like Frit Chief is here. Brad, I'm sorry. I was just about to pump you up and tell everybody that I was just on your stream, and I thought it went really well. So thanks for joining in here. Danilo's with me. How are you, Danilo?
I'm doing all right. I'm ready for part two.
Yeah,
the
right.
Return of Ryan and Danilo.
I'm going to go tweet this out as we run the open here. So, folks, if you're ready for this, this is going to be fun. We're going to do a live mock draft, probably two. We're going to speed through it here. But welcome to RGR Football. Okay, that felt like a little bit more of a normal intro to me. I hope it did for everybody else. I'm pretty excited. So, let's start with you. Then I want to pull in Brad's opinion here since he's in the chat, and I love that. I'm glad you made it, Brad. And welcome back to everybody. I'm sorry about the hiccup about the link and having to start all over, but sometimes out here in the sticks, it happens. So, after the signings with Joe Thuney, with Kyle Long, now Mike Remmers is back in the fold. Give me your rundown, how you feel about the offensive line unit and what it does to what we need to do when I set up this mock draft in a minute.
I mean, it sounds like everything's going in the right direction. I would feel like left guard Thuney, you move Allegretti's nasty butt over to center and let him smash some people. We have right guard, I think, is up for either LDT or Long, and then right tackle. Remmers' agent seems to believe that he's the starter because he posted that out and signed back on to start at right tackle. So I thought maybe Long would compete with LDT and Remmers for either guard or tackle. And then we're going to have a couple of really talented swings, but I think left tackle is still uncertain. I think we still might have to go after a vet and a rookie in the draft.
Yeah, and it was interesting because Nate Taylor actually put out that, yes, they are still pursuing a veteran left tackle. Right. I think that's smart. And I think it goes back to the concept that it comes back to Niang's still a rookie. He still hasn't practiced or played any snaps. So, you got to give him a right now option. And that's what I'm calling Remmers is, he's the guy that on the spot that can walk in and go do it right now. And that's perfectly fine. I don't want anybody get disgusted with Niang or worried about his development. He's going to be fine. I think this buys them a little bit of time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Remmers was great at right tackle. Just when left, not so much. Left is the real dancing bear spot, and that's not his thing. His thing is kind of mauling people and going and getting them,
Yeah, I agree. And I love the idea of Allegretti at center. I'm not sure that's going to work out. That's still a maybe. That's an idea.
I mean, if we get Josh Myers, I think Allegretti might be relegated to backing him up. I don't know.
Could be.
I like Myers a lot.
I do too. And honestly, there's three of them that I like pretty good. And then it kind of drops off for me. So we're going to see what comes of that when we get into the mock draft. I'm going to do that now. And since Brad's here, I want to get Brad's opinion about if he'd throw in the chat, and I'll just send you the link to this next time, Brad. Give me your opinion. And Aaron, if you guys are new to the channel, Aaron's our fearless mod. He can take care of anything that I don't get. But if you're new, click the like and the sub and the bell notifications so you know what's going on. And any problems come up, we'll go with Aaron. And then Jeff Porter's in the house as well, our illustrious statistician who helps me in more ways than I should probably admit in public. But thank you, Jeff. We have a lot of questions going on. I literally, between the Super Bowl and scouting players and now doing free, there's not enough time in the world for me to do the stat research. So Jeff helps me out with that.
Feels good being busy though, huh? This time of year. Getting into it. Everybody else has been doing it for 3 months. We're just getting started because
right
at the end, right to the last day. I'll take it every year. I don't care if we go to 10 straight Super Bowls and win 2. I'll take it. I'll take it every year. I want to win 10, but I'll take 2. I'll take whatever. Let's get it.
It's exhausting, I got to tell you. So Jeff handles a lot of the stat work for me.
Thank you, Jeff.
Because he's great at it. Yeah, thank you, Jeff. And I like the way that you're thinking, Brad. Trade a 31st and a 3rd for Orlando. Sure, I would run with that, especially now that you don't have to compete with the object of Eric Fisher being in the way and having someone develop underneath him and so on and so forth. It does make a lot of sense. My guess is that's a conversation that's happening right now. I think there's probably other conversations about whether Riley Reif's going to sign somewhere or not. I haven't seen an announcement of that, but I think he spent the day in Cincinnati. Man, you better check on your kids, Danilo. That doesn't sound
you hear those really
healthy.
good. Hey, hang on one second. They know the deal. Hang on.
Oh, that's funny. Okay, so it's not just me that sometimes has that. But, Brad, I think that is a possibility. I think there's also a couple other guys out there. And then I do think what we're going to look at tonight is what might be available. And this particular site, Draft Network, and more power to them, they generally are pretty good about getting the updated kind of needs done, and I appreciate that. I'm going to zoom that in a little bit. Hopefully you guys can see that a little bit better. That might be too much. We'll go back out one level, and then I will try to get rid of some of my toolbars for you. There we go.
I know you're definitely looking at Creed Humphrey as one of those three for sure.
He is definitely one of the three, that's for sure. Oh, we got a super chat. Jake, thanks for making it. One of our illustrious members. I hope that you guys enjoyed the video the other night. We're going to do the Zoom this next week, so be prepared for that. All of you members that are up there at the All-Pro and Elite level, you can come into the Zoom, and we all sit around, have a beverage, adult or otherwise, and listen to Dino tell me why I'm wrong. It's always a good time. But it is a lot more interactive and it's a lot quicker. So that said, thank you, Jake. We appreciate the support as always, and I look forward to talking to you here. Looks like Stevie's here, Jeff and Aaron are here, Nathan Altig's here. I'm glad to see so many members can make it. I know this is kind of a weird night, but here we are. We're set up now. I think our needs are addressed a little bit more. I think we're feeling pretty good about what we can get done. Whether they line everybody up and play with, 17 guards, fine with me, whatever. Let's run the ball a little bit. Or if they still have to get some things done, I think what falls to us here at 31 is going to be interesting. So my plan, you guys know how I feel about the draft. Move down a little bit in order to move up so to get as many in the 120 as we can. So I'm going to let this run unless you want to try to do something off the top there, Danilo.
No, I generally like to let it run first and see what comes at us. Probably mid-first round, there's probably going to be somebody trying to see if they can trade down. Cool.
I like it. So we'll run through here. And every time you do this on every different site, I've done them on PFF. I've done them at FanSpeak. I'm waiting for FanSpeak to update their boards, and we'll get back to that. And I will show you guys all these other sites too. It's just right now, everything that I've done so far, TDN is the best one. In terms
what are they asking for? Are they just asking for our first?
Yeah, that's what it looks like.
Scroll down first. Scroll down just to make sure. Because sometimes I
scroll.
That's it, huh?
Yeah.
38 though.
Yeah, 7th places, and all you want to give me is a 6th. That's not what I'm looking for. Niners are a lot closer.
43 though. That's a long way down.
It is a little bit long.
I want to look down the stairs in my books.
Right? Like I might be tempted to do that, but you can't just pay me with a 4th. You got to give me that 3rd. I'll give you 94 even if I can move up twice. And they looks like they would still take that. Maybe I don't need to.
What about their 5th? 3rd and 5th.
3rd and 5th.
Oh, and okay. I thought you were going to give them the 3rd.
No, I mean, hey, it said it would take it without it. So I mean,
just do that. I just don't like that 43. That's long. We can try it. We can see what's. I haven't done that, so it'd be interesting.
I know it's a little scary, right? Because those top 10 picks of round 2 are really, really intriguing. But we know we can come back to that, so we don't have to take it. What was the other one? Oh, I don't remember.
The other one was 36 and a 6th rounder.
Oh, right.
So we're only going back 5 picks. Was it 36 or 39? It was 30-something. 36, I think.
So, okay, so that's 43, way up here. So if you were going to aim at somebody, who would you want to trade with? Like, how far back do you want to go and be comfortable?
I kind of been really not going back further than the Falcons. 35? I think I went back to the Bengals one time and actually still got a guy I wanted. But, I mean, once you start going 7, 8 pick, I mean, forget Eichenberg, forget Collins, forget all the guys that I really think that were in our wheelhouse in the first round.
Right. I'm with you there. So let's try the Falcons to see what they'll do for us. We'll trade you 31 for 35. They have a 68. They have a 108. That, unfortunately, none of this really sparks me. So I'll take your 4th if I give you a 5th. Doesn't look like they want to do that. So they're not very interested.
No.
So, I mean, unfortunately, that's the thing about the real draft too, folks, is you have to have somebody to dance with. So
you always got a partner.
Right. And so at this point, man, I would be tempted to just pick. especially when you look at the board here. AVT's there. Now, he can play tackle, but he's played right tackle as far as I know the majority of his snaps. So I don't know that fits. Barmore is interesting. He's probably the top of the defensive tackle class, but this defensive tackle class is a cluster, to tell you the truth. That's probably being nice now that I say it out loud. So what does that bring you to?
I see 3 guys there that I would pick between.
Talk to me.
And I'll leave it up to you because you know who I'll usually take. But obviously my guy Zavin is there. Mayfield and Eichenberg. Those seem like Mayfield, the 2 guys that at that rate, at that position, they seem like the only 2 guys left on the board that are plug-and-play guys. And Eichenberg is really good, but probably not going to get much better. And Mayfield, I think, has a little more ceiling.
See, I think Mayfield belongs in the second round at the end of it, along with Rad. I don't think either of those are anywhere close to a first-round player.
Oh, then let's get Zavin Collins.
Then let's do it. All right. We're going to do 2 tonight, folks, so we're going to see how it falls out. I want to make sure we're getting the questions, too.
So I want to say hi. I want to say hi to Bendito, and I want to say hi to Aaron, all the guys that said hi in the chat. Cheers, guys. Good to see you.
I appreciate that. You guys know I can't read the chat fast enough and still.
They've been hammering me with chat on the videos I've been posting, and I'm responding as much as I possibly can. We've been hitting some though, haven't we, Bandito? We've been hitting a lot of them. We've been getting a lot of the. We called Kyle Long. We've been hitting a lot.
Okay, so we made our pick. We have Zavin Collins on board at 63. We're not getting offers, and we still have Jamin's on the board. Looks like Jabril went. So in this particular case, it worked out because I know a lot of you guys want Jabril Cox. I like his game too. I think Zavin's more, not only more amenable to what the evolutions of what the defense could be, because I think he plays downhill better. Mm-hmm. But he's also, I think, more mature in his play right now. That said, in terms of pure coverage, I think Jabril Cox has a higher ceiling than Zavin. So it's a trade-off a little bit in my mind. How do you feel?
I feel like I want pressure on the quarterback, and I want my linebacker covering inside of 20 yards of the line of scrimmage. I don't want him dropping back 10, 12. I want him inside 10, 15 yards. I don't want him drop back 20 or more. And I think Zavin's got that locked. He's got it unlocked. He's really good at reading quarterbacks, and he's really good at if you watch him in coverage, he'll keep his feet moving, but he keeps his body really still. And that's half the battle. In the heat of the moment, you not moving, the quarterback loses you. And he's really good at that. He's gotten a couple pick sixes off of that. So I kind of really like, and this the fact that he brings it with an extra 30 pounds over most of these guys. That
is an advantage.
That's crazy, you know?
I mean, it is significant.
He really doesn't have to come off the field if you want an extra pass rusher on 3rd and long. You slide him in on the edge and just go get him, Zavin. Let's see what he's got, you know?
Now, this is one that I like to play with.
Okay.
Because in this scenario, we would move back from 63 to 70. We'd move back 7. We move up 10 at the 3rd. And I kind of like that compression there. Because I'm not seeing anything on the board that says I have to go make this pick here at 63 just because of the way this one fell.
Right. You can try. It's just unlikely, but I've gotten one before where it said unlikely and I got the pick. Yeah. I'm not I could throw in a 5th round. I'm not sure I want to do that. So we'll give it a shot and see what they think. They should decline this. I would if I were them. But I'll try it again because sometimes the second goes. Let's see. Congratulations. The Eagles didn't have any other takers, so they took your pick.
Right? Hey, so there we go. So we're going to move back a little bit because I didn't think, and we're going to double check this now. Now everybody wants in.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, I'm not doing that. I don't want to move back another 4 just to pick up 2 more 5ths. That doesn't do me any good.
And we lose a 4th as well.
Right. And then 75 and trade 4ths. No, I'm out of that. So what did we miss out on? We missed out on Jamin, which we had covered with Zayden.
We didn't miss my guy. Keep
right?
going.
Javonte, we don't need a running back. Dylan Moses, I wouldn't even take at 66. Carlos Basham is an interesting edge. I think that's about the right range for him. That would have been interesting. I like Amon St. Brown. But I'm okay with where we are. So when we take a look at the board again here, this is a pretty clear one for me, but I think you and I disagree on it. What would you do here?
I would take Josh Myers in a heartbeat.
Even with what they've done at guard, knowing that Thuney can play center.
Okay. Even with, because I feel like if you plug Josh Myers in, you got a center for the next, hopefully 8 to 10 years, and you have Allegretti right there competing with them and backing up the whole interior offensive line. It just makes the whole thing stronger. So we don't have a train wreck of injuries that just derails us again at the end of the season.
Welcome, Doug.
It adds great competition.
It does. I'm a little concerned there's too many guys there, though, especially if they want to do the writer thing, which I do not endorse. But, Doug, welcome to the memberships. I'm glad you made it, and I hope that you got the shirt already. That's great. I know Teespring's a little bit iffy on their shipping time, so double-check with that, and let me know if you had any trouble. The debate here is between him and James Hudson for me, because right now I like Hudson as a developmental tackle, and right now they don't have anybody to play left. So given that, that's where I would go. Let's flip a coin to see who you got the last pick. I'm taking this one. How's that?
Flip a coin. I just feel like it's a developmental tackle over a plug-and-play center. That's the concern I have. I feel like
the problem is they have 7 guards, 3 of which can play center, and I think that's
7 guards. I only count 4 guards that I really care about.
No, I know. I'm just talking about the roster numbers, right? Like they're throwing it all at a wall.
There's 3 or 4 guys I think aren't going to make it through. They're going to be traded or cut because they're just not. They've given them years and they're not doing it. What are we looking at here? Trade picks? Nothing?
Nothing worth doing. So we're back at 84.
Okay.
We could try to move back again, or we can look at see what's available here. I know who you like, and I know 2 guys that I like. I think it's going to come down to the argument about the tight ends right here, as I know you're a Brevin Jordan guy, and I like Tremble.
No, I'm neither.
You're neither?
I'm neither.
Talk to me.
I'm trading. I would trade out of this if I could and get down between 90 and about 115 because that's the window where Kenny Yeboah is going. And I'm all about Kenny Yeboah over these 2 guys. Kenny Yeboah is closer to Kyle Pitts than either of these 2 guys.
Okay.
To me, Tremble's a really good blocker, but he's way too raw as a receiver, and Brevin's small. I don't like the size. I don't think he's too slow to be that small. He's not slow, but he's not fast enough to be a small tight end and be an NFL. I don't know. He doesn't remind me of who was the tight end for the Titans, formerly of the Niners, that made a huge career for a bunch of years, even though he was only 6'2". I can't remember his name. Oh gosh,
I'm not sure.
You know what I'm talking about?
No, I'm not sure.
I just think you got to be faster to be that size.
Okay.
I like Kenny Yeboah a lot better. I don't know who else we had left on the board, but I would try to trade back about 7 picks and see if we can get a couple more.
Yeah, I'm looking here just to stay in the 90 range. So I just went to Minnesota. 119
we move up in the 4th. Can we get a 6th from him as well? No, we put our 4th. Put our other 4th back in there and see if.
Yeah, no, I'm not willing to do that. I don't want to move back that far. This isn't an advantage for me.
You don't want to move back 6 picks?
No. And honestly, getting up to 119 isn't what I'm looking to do. So we got to find another trade partner.
Okay.
So let's try the Lions and see what they have to offer. They don't have many picks, if I remember correctly.
Washington's got a few. I know that.
So let's see. Let's see if we can get that 4th out of their eyes for a 5th. Nope. I'm not giving you 2, people. You're insane. I'm trying not to trade with other AFC teams too. I don't know.
I hear that. Yeah.
Yeah. Have you tried?
I have. It's worked sometimes. Not in the West. I don't really trade with the West. Although I did one where I traded with the Raiders and I actually did all right. But I just hate the fact that I'd have to see somebody on the Raiders that we might have gotten. If they do well, it's like, that's always going to suck.
All right. So what do you think of this? 84, we go back to 92 and we go up from 175 to 135. So we back.
The jump is better, but we're going back further than we were with the first one that you said was too far back. I don't mind going back 6 or 8 picks on the 3rd rounder. We were getting we were going from 130 something up to 119. Remember the first one you did?
You're right.
What was the first one you did?
It was the Vikings. So we'll make one more stab at that and see what we can do. Yeah, but I couldn't make that.
What?
Oh, I'm hopping around. I'm just trying to get this done. They're not even taking a 4th for a 4th. So yeah.
So they changed their
mind. So we're going to make this selection is what we're going to do. So it's going to come down to we don't have anywhere to go because I'm not willing. The other one you had was all right.
Go back to 92.
To 92 to Green Bay?
Was it Green Bay?
That's who has 92 right now.
Yeah, that's what you just had a pick there for 92, I think.
Yeah, but I'm not getting anything else in the top 120. I don't care about the 6th round. None of that matters to me. All those guys are developmental.
you were giving them a 175 and getting their 135.
Yeah, I mean that was a move up, but does that do enough?
Sure.
Mind these
for me,
these
it does. Places?
Okay, let's see what happens.
Right now, there's a glove of about 10 guys I would take right now. So if we go back 6 or 8 points, I'm not. Oh wow.
Yeah, I haven't seen that before. Where it's
I usually
green
don't
and
see
they
that
still won't
when it's green and they say no. That's interesting.
All right, so you like Yeboah. He's back there farther. I like Tremble. I don't think I want to take a tight end right here when there's a corner that I like on the board.
Yeah,
and Tyson Campbell is it.
Okay.
Although Kyle Fuller got released tonight, I would love to see that happen.
I saw that. I was like, ooh.
But for right now, knowing that we're going to do this again and we're about halfway, we're going to jump into it. Oh, I just clicked Tommy. I clicked the wrong one. We're taking Tommy Tremble, evidently.
Okay. Right.
When that should have been Tyson Campbell. But hey, Jack Lynch, thanks for the super chat. Glad you're here. I'm glad you're loving it because I want to shoot stuff at my computer right now. It's been one of those nights. So, but
we lost him. Damn it.
Aaron's with you.
Cisco just went to the Panthers.
Yeah.
Damn it.
Where was that?
I'm not sit went by really fast.
Yeah,
let's see here. What do they want for all those picks?
Nothing. I'm not trading with them. Cisco went at 113. Okay. It's interesting that you bring that up though, because what do you like about Cisco so much? What's the number one trait that you dig?
The number one trait is when I watch his tape, he looks like he's got a lot of Ed Reed traits. The ball finds him. He finds the ball. He doesn't drop the ball.
Yeah,
and he hits people really hard. Okay. He's not just a finesse receiver playing DB. He's a serious DB that also has serious ball skills. I think he doesn't play wide receiver because he likes to hit people so much.
Maybe, yeah. I mean, and I like him too. He does have ball skills, but I am a bit concerned that his production fell off every single year he was in college.
Well, I mean, when you start at 7 interceptions, it's a hard act to follow. Then you go to 5, then everybody's wise to you. They go, you know what? Maybe we won't throw as much. And then he had 1 interception in 2 games and he got injured. And then he's just like, I can come back, but I'm going to sit out. I'm going to opt out because of COVID. So he had 1 interception in 2 games his last season. So really, it's hard to measure that last. What might he have done? Would they have continued to throw at him? Would he? I mean, that whole defense took a hit that last year. I've been disappointed in Syracuse ever since I left there.
I can't
once
say
they fired Paul Pasqualoni, the team's just kind of.
RGR football fan. I think the defense will be probably cornered. They could go edge too, and I appreciate that you're digging the channel. I'm glad that you guys are liking this because I'm feeling like we're all over the place tonight. But thank you. Walker Little, I think he's still on my radar, but I think he's going to be a day 3 guy as I feel about it right now. So when we're looking right here, the reason I bring up Cisco is because Yusro Mukamu reminds me of some of his traits. He played corner at Carolina.
He's longer too.
He is longer. He's not as refined. He doesn't mirror as well. I think he can move to safety and have a big impact. I like his game.
I saw somebody was comparing him to Melifonew's brother, Obi.
Yeah, I could see that.
But I watched his play. Like he looked solid to me. I don't know if he looked 111 solid or whatever.
Right,
136 solid, but he looked solid.
Well, let me put it to you this way: would you take him, knowing that I think you could probably move him to safety, or would you take like a Dalen Hayes or Gunday, or somebody else? I'll let you make this one on your own.
Oh wow! I might go somewhere you don't want to go.
Well, that's all right. We're about to start another one. Although I got about 15 minutes, folks.
Given that we just got rid of Damian Williams, I like Trey Sermon.
Okay.
I want to make sure that when Clyde's struggling, a really, really legit running back is going to take the field and be a dangerous weapon.
I like him as well.
If we kept Damian, then no. But,
And I'm going to take Dalen Hayes. You guys have seen me take him before. Developmental edge, big, powerful, has to learn how to pass rush more. But that's what you got Brendan Daly and Spags for.
Oh, come on.
Look at you. See, you go into everything wanting. I'm waiting to see whose value.
Stay on there. Well, you can wish, you can dream. Right. It doesn't usually come true. Oh, wow. Okay.
Who you got? Talk to me.
No, I was looking at Kalen Stearns, but he's gone.
Okay.
You know how I feel about Schwartz versus Marquez Stevenson later. I really like Marlon Williams. The more I watch him block, the more I watch him run. He's 6 foot, between 250 and 220, depending on which report you believe. I think he's a thicker, more yoked version of Sammy, potentially. Maybe not as twitchy, but man, gives us a different kind of weapon in the offense.
Right.
But I don't know.
We have 2 left, 175 and 181.
We might want to go defense, though.
There's nobody here of major talent.
No.
Oh, there is actually. Okay, we'll take that with the next one. You pick your wide receiver here. I know Kahoko just ran nicely today, and you like that.
Okay. Yeah, he's long too. I just wish he was twitchier. You pick this guy. You pick this one.
You know where I'm going to go. Anthony Schwartz just ran a 40 today. That's faster than Tyreek Hill.
4.2. Well, no, Tyreek was. Well, depends on who you believe. He said 4.24. His people said 4.24. But
I have the guy that I have a watch from on was 4.27. Yeah. Supposedly Schwartz was
today.
4.2. Right. So
the slow watch was 4.30.
Right. Okay, and so that brings us to the last pick of this one, and it looks like we lost the guy that I was going to look for.
Okay.
No, we didn't. I lied. He's still in here. There he is. Developmental edge rusher. I like Shakatoni. He stood out to me on tape more than his counterpart that went 3 rounds ago.
What's his size, though? Does he fit our system
I want to say
at all?
6'5". He's that's the wrong guy. I think he's 6'4" or 5.
227.
No, that's Shakur Brown, right?
Oh, yeah.
227 is Shaka.
Yeah.
238 at 6'3".
238.
What?
That's. I mean, I don't think that's Bag's wheelhouse at all. I don't think they like them that small.
No, he's thin, but he's got the frame to fill out, and I like what he can do.
Yeah.
Anybody else you see you like better, and we'll take him, and then we're going to start over.
I like Shakur Brown.
Okay. I'm always good with a corner, especially if somebody that can mirror, and I like him. So that's going to be it. That's our last pick, folks. We're going to let this finish up, and we'll take a look. This is what we've done in this one. So we ended up making our selections. We didn't trade. Or did we trade? We traded once.
Traded back once, yeah.
And so we ended up with the developmental tackle. Zaven Collins, an instant starter at linebacker. This should have been Tyson Campbell. That was a misclick on my part. I saw several of you agreed with me that Tyson Campbell should have been that pick. I agree. Although I like Tremble, and I think if they're going to expand their tight end game, not down the field, I think he's a great option for that. I like Sermon. And then I'm with you on Shakur Brown. I thought this worked actually well if this is the way it were to fall.
Yeah. Schwartz has got to learn the tree and learn the NFL game, but I mean, he's got stuff. He wakes up better than half the guys getting drafted this year.
I was going to say, so fast. His college film is better than Hardman's.
You can't coach the fast. You can't coach it.
All right. We're not going to say this one because I wasn't that impressed. We are going to start another one, and we will do the same thing.
Amazing.
Is it going to be amazing? And folks, we're going to speed through this. I have a family thing that I'm going to do in a little bit. I have a child to pick up, and we'll do 7, and we'll do fast because I like fast. And we'll get this
going. See if we get a legit, real offer to trade up in the first round and see what happens if we do that. That could be interesting.
Burger King, let me know who you're talking about in terms of college film. If you're talking about minors, no, you can't because I can't find his college film at all. I know 2 scouts that have it, and they won't share it with me.
I just want to point out anybody who's listening that's been on the chat with me back and forth. A few people have said, "What about Tevin Jenkins?" I'm telling you right now, just forget Tevin Jenkins. Probably not going to be there.
No,
somebody's going to reach. He's going to be gone in the first round before we get close.
I think he's going to go in the 20s, well ahead of them. 38 for a 6th. Not interested in that. 46. Not interested in that. We can try our old trade partners and see if we can get them to bite on this one. So maybe today, Fontenot's the new GM in Atlanta. Maybe he feels like getting a little frisky now. We'll move back, and I want your 4th, and I'll give you a 5th for it. How you like them apples? Nope. I'll even trade around the 4th with you. Nope, they don't like that any better.
Wow.
So would you do this?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Oh, yeah. Trade up that many spots to just go back 4? Absolutely.
Okay. All right, we'll do that.
As long as there's 3 or 4 guys I like. That's about them going one after the other.
And then
not very likely. Wow.
We'll try that again. I've never seen this machine do this before.
When
this is
that green, there it is. There it is. Now they woke.
Okay, good.
The GM's over there going, "Oh, you said what? No, get him back on the phone."
No. Aaron, you got a good point. And you guys, you'll get no argument from me. I have run, compared, and done everything you can do with a 40 time for the last 20 years since I used to run pro days. It's just a measurement. But the thing is, in order to compare it to the guys that have run over the last 20 years, you got to run the same test. So I'm all for changing to GPS if that's what they want to do. That fits into my athletic matrix like a shoe and a glove, or a hand in a glove, whatever that saying is.
Hand in glove. But let me make one point to that. The other thing too is they don't just run a 40 anymore. They do 10-yard splits, and that's a different animal. They find out how fast the guy is from here to there, as well as from here to the end of the 40. It shows you how explosive. If they would have done that when Marvin Harrison was coming out, he would have been a top 5 pick because he's so fast in 2 steps. Like literally 2 steps, he's going full speed. Not a lot of people can do that.
No,
Tyreek
can do that. Okay, so let's take a look. We moved back to 35, and this is what our field looks like. Very similar to last time, actually. When we took Zavin, we had Mayfield and Eichenberg. Now we have Stokes on the board as well. That's interesting. And I will say this, Stokes ran a great time, and he did confirm it at his pro day. But on film, Tyson Campbell looks quicker, reacts quicker, and I think his play speed is better. Yeah. So I wouldn't reach for him here, or I guess you can't call it a reach, but I don't know that I would take Stokes here. I'd rather take Campbell in the second, to be honest.
Yeah, I wouldn't reach for a corner at this point in the draft. And I said on my show last night, being who's on the Chiefs roster right now, I wouldn't look at receiver for the first 3 rounds. I wouldn't seriously look at it for the first 3 rounds. I don't care who's available. There's just, especially if Zavin Collins is on the board, Eichenberg, somebody. Let's pretend for this draft that I'm the scout that everybody hates and nobody wants to take Zavin because I like Zavin, and we still haven't got a left tackle. Let's take Liam Eichenberg this time and see what happens.
I'm down. I'm glad you were going there because that's where I was going to tell you we had to go. Cole, no word. I hope that it's in St. Joe, and I hope we all
use that psychology on me. I didn't even know it.
Yeah, see, I just let it go. Schwartz is more of more speed than football. You're absolutely right. Why not? But I will tell you this. He plays wide receiver better at his level right now than McCole Hardman did in college.
This is the thing. That's the one thing I would never knock about Schwartz. I like Stevenson a lot better. I think he's more polished than Schwartz, more route running and stuff like that. But Schwartz was a wide receiver, full-time a wide receiver. And if all he does for Kansas City is run fades, posts, and jet sweeps, which he did a lot in college, he'll have a spot on this offense as a 3rd or 4th receiver. Absolutely day one.
And I don't know if Brad is still in here, but he fits in the Legion of Zoom. I'm just going to say.
You can't coach 4.26. You just can't do it.
Right?
I wish you could, because I would have been the fastest big guy in the world.
Same thing with Stokes. You're absolutely right, Spicy. Yeah. Okay. Let's see here. So we're just going to make these because we only got a couple of minutes.
Sure.
So I won't take Dylan Moses, period. I don't think he can play in this league. I think he will be a washout.
Wow. Okay. That's tough.
Yep. Hey, I've watched too much film
and stuff. What's going on?
No, especially 57. There's no way.
Yeah.
I have him on my board as a third, right? And I also have him as a 3rd day player. So there's no way I would take him here.
Can you scroll down a little bit and see if somebody fell that I like?
Who you
Because I'm looking at this top list. Ooh.
Talk to me.
I mean, if they like Allegretti a lot, could we be greedy and go Hudson and go 2 tackles back to back to develop together side by each and be bookends for the next 5 years and not have to negotiate again for a minute?
It'd be fun, but I think that's what you have in Niang. They seem very high on him.
Okay, I hope they do.
Yeah. So for me, it comes down to 2 guys here. Javon Holland is the 2nd best safety in this class. He plays a little bit of everything. He could walk in and replace Dan Sorensen today. And I know how you feel about that. My other guy is Joe Tryon, because he's got power. He's
how big is Joe?
Joe's, I want to say 6'3" or 4 is my guess. 6'4", 250. So a little bit lighter, but he's got the size and he plays with power. He is the kind
better
of guy.
Than 238. I'd take Joe.
Yeah.
I don't have Holland as high as that, and I definitely don't have safety as our 2nd pick in my mind's eye.
Okay, fair enough.
We definitely need edge a lot more than we need safety, I think.
True. I don't try to pick for the need, though. Like guys that are on my board and around.
I'm trying to go by best available player and position of need, and I think there's more really good available safeties than there are really good ready available edges. Does that make sense?
Yeah, that's fair. There's a lot more out there too. And quite frankly, at the end of the day, I think the Chiefs might try to bring back Dan Sorensen. So don't hold your breath for that one.
I love Dan, but I'm like, we do need to get faster.
Okay, I'm super angry at the way this came out because Tyson Campbell went 2 picks before us. That was where I was edging that way. I like Keith Taylor out of Washington.
Yeah.
I think this is too high for him.
Okay.
I think he does have things he has to improve on his game. I would take him early in the 4th, but I wouldn't take him here at the end of the 5th. We don't have time to try to trade back. So Hamza's decent. Again, another big dude. He's playing at the safety. Yep, he definitely is. Hands. I have a super crush, and if you guys saw my Twitter last night, I don't care about his pro day. He came out super strong. He's explosive on tape. I like Jalen Twyman, and I think he might be the guy that can jump gaps and pressure from the inside to go with Chris Jones.
I don't know enough about him to debate it.
Okay.
And we already took edge. I would say Quincy Roche if we took something else before him. I like Quincy Roche, but I don't know enough about Twyman to argue it. I don't know that interior line is as huge a need as some other spots, but I can't see past that message what's below Hunter Long. What are the next three guys?
Cameron McGrone, Jordan Smith, the UAB edge, and then our Darius Washington, who I've taken off my board.
Take your man, Jalen.
All right. He's ours.
Can't hurt.
Bada boom.
Our D-line can get better. It has to. We didn't get enough push in the Super Bowl. Sorry, guys. Just calling it as I see it.
Quincy Roche's all right. He's obviously overshadowed by a couple of guys, Aaron, that he played with. I just don't know. There's too much work to be done there for me right now to invest in a top 100 pick.
I felt like really quickly, at Temple, when he didn't have help, he was the man and he tore everything up. And then he went to Miami, and I think it was as much they benefited from him being there and the other team having to worry about him, because I really like Jalen Phillips' tape, but I watch the tape and Roche's always like right there. He's always right there, and there's two guys trying to – so he was a handful, and that's sometimes why the other guys break free. It's not all to his credit, but I think he's pretty good. He's a little smaller though than Spags likes, so
yeah,
there's that.
Fair enough.
Guys get in the box about stuff like that sometimes.
True. I have Hunter Long as a decent tight end, but I don't have him in the third round. I guess we're still in the comp picks in the third, right? No, we've started the fourth. So, I mean, this is technically the range that I have him at. Do you like him enough to select him?
No, not at all.
Mm-hmm. Okay. I'm kind of ho-hum on him. Trill Williams, everybody wants to pump him up. I'll tell you what, guys, he's moving to safety. He does not mirror well enough. He's not going to play corner and be successful in the league.
I'm a Syracuse guy, and I'm like, meh. About him. I don't as that position.
Yeah.
There's another guy a little bit lower. One after Sermon that could be pretty nice though.
Oh, there's your guy. Okay, so fourth round is your safety evolution, huh? There was one other guy I was going to mention, but I'm okay taking that. Benjamin St. Juste, I think he has potential. I think this is still a touch high for me, but I do think that he has potential. So I'm good with going with
Talanoa.
Talanoa, I got to be able to say that.
The big Palamalu. Nice. The tall Palamalu.
All right.
I like the way that guy hits. And he's got good hands too. He's not, I mean, you see the difference between him and a Taylor Mays. They're both USC guys, but Hufanga can actually turn and switch his hips really quickly.
What an idea.
Comparatively.
Right.
What are you thinking here?
Okay, we are down at 144. Dalen Hayes is a guy that, like I've said before, that I like. LeCount from Georgia ran really badly, as did Paris Ford yesterday or the day before, whatever day that they went.
Took a safety.
Yeah, I know.
Can you check can you put our picks up so I can see what we got? I'm sorry.
Sure. I just wanted to cover these guys because I know a lot of people will be asking about them. I think LeCount outplays what he tested at. I don't think Ford does. So if it did come down to this, I would take LeCount over Ford pretty consistently, although I like Stearns' game as well.
I like Stearns a lot.
We took an edge. There's a lot of edge right here. I'm not huge on Ambry Thomas.
How come?
Only because I think he gets overpowered.
Okay.
I mean, what is he? He's like 5'10", 5'11", right? They list him at 6
foot 190, almost 189.
He doesn't play that big to me for some reason. Maybe I'm wrong.
He's fast, though. He's really fast.
He does have some speed. I don't remember what he's clocked at, but
they say he's in the mid to high 4.3s. I don't know if that's true, but I'd like to see it.
I would argue with him versus like Kari Vincent from a much bigger program that I think has been
small.
Productive.
I don't want to see anybody smaller than Teron Matthew.
Well,
I don't buy that. I don't buy that 5'10". I don't buy it.
You don't think so? Okay.
No, I think he's going to come in under.
No, that is a fair criticism.
Just like weight-wise receivers we were talking about a while ago, we talked about Devonta Smith. You know, I didn't realize this till yesterday. I looked at an article. He declined the weigh-in and height measure at the Senior Bowl. I'm like, that's a red flag to me. You're already narrow and skinny, and you don't want people to weigh you. That's not a good sign.
You're giving it away here, man.
You know?
So we grabbed Thomas.
You did? Okay, cool.
Yeah, just because we need to get done.
I get you.
Now this is your guy, right? I cannot pronounce his name.
Nope. That's not my guy.
No? Okay. Who was down here? There's somebody else down here that I like, and I can't remember where it was. I know some of you guys are going to want Wyatt Hubert. Nathan, thoughts on Little? He didn't perform today at his pro day as well as I had hoped. But I don't think it's a result of the injury. I just think it's training, stamina, et cetera, et cetera. Especially, I think I have him as a third day, like fourth round type.
Yeah.
And I'm certainly fine with that. I have a crush on Cade Johnson. I'll tell you that. We could maybe come back to him. We have, I think, 2 more picks. I'm going to confirm that now. Do you have somebody standing out to you, Danilo? Yeah.
Let me double check the list again.
Yep. Going back.
We didn't take a wide receiver at all yet, right?
I don't believe so.
Okay. And then we did take interior line. Can you go down a little? A lot of edges, man. Oh, my gosh.
Yeah. A lot of really iffy developmental edges.
I would love for somebody to be banging the table for a trade right now because there's a whole bunch of guys that I'm kind of mad about. Although Cornell Powell had a really good Senior Bowl in the last 6 games for Clemson when the starting quarterback was hurt. He averaged 120 yards receiving a game because he was playing with the quarterback that threw to him all the time in practice. So they actually got to see this guy actually can play. He's just behind a bunch of guys that can play. So that's an interesting pick later in the draft.
Yeah. We only have 2, though, here at 175 and 181, so we might as well just make them. I
would like to get a wide receiver out of that.
Trey McKitty's here.
Oh, how far down is he from us?
Not very far. Like, we can take him with the next one.
Close together.
Yeah.
If he's the if he's the next tight end on the board, I would take him because he's going to be gone probably.
Okay.
The next few picks. We got a few wide receivers we could choose from, and I'd grab a wide out and close out the day.
That'll come down to our conversation then, because Shy Smith, okay, a little skinny. I'm all right with that. Whatever. Fehoko actually outran what I expected him to do.
3 and change today, yeah.
Pala is actually quicker than he sounds, but I'm not sure that he's going to make it in the league. I just don't. I don't see the explosion out of it, like in coverage. He did have a pretty good Senior Bowl, though, as did Cade Johnson, who I'm pretty high on. DeMar Hamlin was a safety that ran pretty good the other day. Let's see. Is anybody else standing out to you?
I'm looking. Trey Norwood.
Yeah.
Trey Norwood. I know you don't like Oklahoma corners because they seem to give up a lot of points, that team. That dude's got flypaper for hands.
Him or Trey Brown?
No, Trey Norwood. Trey Brown's his teammate, who's also fast and probably more safety-like. Norwood is just a straight-up corner, and the dude can play football. Although he did come off an injury, so.
Yeah. Let's stick with the wide receiver. I'm just going to filter this to wide receivers, and we're going to pick one. So, who stands out to you as the best value?
We just want a wide receiver, and it's this last pick in the draft. I don't care where they're ranked. I'm either Stevenson or Vasher right here because they present something different than anybody. Stevenson's got the speed that's close to Schwartz and can run every route tree, and Vasher is the closest thing to Randy Moss since Randy Moss. The dude, people, if you haven't seen his tape, go watch his tape. The dude is ridiculous.
Did you just call him Randy Moss?
No, I didn't. I said he's the closest thing I've seen to Randy since Randy.
That's
makes
bad
Randy
enough.
Moss
You might not be able to come back.
He made Randy watch. Oh my gosh. It's just, and he's on Patrick Mahomes' radar because he's a Texas Tech Red Raider. So Patty knows all about him for sure.
Okay.
But if I had to pick the 2 and I knew they're both going to be healthy and stay healthy, Marquez is going to be the play as far as he fits the system,
I'll meet you in the middle there.
Okay.
So we did pick up developmental, a guy that can compete with Byron Pringle, who I think actually has a shot to remain the number 3, at least right now. We'll see what happens, because the Chiefs, in going for Trent Williams, they do have some capital to spend, and maybe they come back around to the wide receiver group. It doesn't seem to be getting a whole lot of pay for their value.
If Stevenson if they have a preseason this year and they get in a couple of games and he has a slant and a hook, like he runs his highlight reel. I mean, his footage is all good, but the highlights, they put all the good bits on there. His reel starts off with a 75-yard. It's a hook route that he turns into a slant and go up the middle of the defense for a 75-yard touchdown. Then he follows it up about 5 or 6 plays later with a slant on the 4-yard line that he takes through the middle of the defense all the way to the house. And everybody looks like they got an angle, and no one does. And I'm like, I just think that's just got Chiefs written all over it, especially late in the draft. No offers, man.
Nope, none. Stevie, you're right. We don't know where they're going to go. Their board is going to be different. And you have no insider info without Terrace. Terrace has not been one of my sources, you guys. Terrace and I used to come together and compare. I didn't get information from him. I have actual people in the league myself that Terrace was very good at his job. He didn't share information with confidential sources. So, and more power to him. I do miss him. I ordered one of the shirts that is going to go for his fund. I encourage you guys to do that, and I'll probably grab another and give it away. So be on the lookout for that. I'm glad you guys made it here. Thanks, Aaron. I appreciate it. Our best to Britt Chief. I think he popped out of the chat, but I'm glad he was here, and I'm glad all of you were here. So appreciate you guys spending the time, especially with the technical BS we had earlier tonight. I apologize for that. You never know what's going to happen with my interweb, so it is what it is. But we got 2 drafts done. I think we accomplished a lot of goals, and I think we got a better feel for where it's falling right now. Again, this is this draft machine's idea of what's going to happen. It is not necessarily reality. There will be all kinds of things that go sideways. But
yeah, for sure.
We hope that you guys enjoyed this. I'm glad you were here for this video. Thank you.
Thanks, man. Guaranteed some of the guys I'm draft crushing that I'm sending out to a few people, you'll see them in the drafts go late right now. Guaranteed in a couple months, some of those guys are going to move up. We're not going to get all the guys that I draft crush. I guarantee you they're going to rise. It happens every year. There's guys I fall in love with in December and January that by the time the draft comes, you got to have 6 picks in the first 2 rounds or you're not getting them. So it happens every year.
All right. I'm glad you had fun, Matt. I'm glad you all had fun. Ooh, Doug, that's a good idea. A trooper team. Maybe we can put that together. I do call it I do have like a team that I always put like the best guy at a position. It's usually specific to the athletic matrix, but maybe we'll change that this year. That's a good idea. Thanks, Doug. And thank you to all of you. And Tony, I'll give you a shout out in just a second because I wanted to get Matt's as well. Glad that you enjoy that. Tony Murphy, here's a shout out.
Right.
I didn't see many of your comments, but I'm sure they're in there, and I hope that you guys had a good time tonight. Thanks for spending this time with us. We will do this again next Thursday night. Now, Danilo's got another draft crush coming for you tomorrow, so don't miss that one. I'll give you a little piece in the morning, just an update on some of the questions today. I'm trying to do these smaller ones when it's just little topics that I can't make a big show out of, so I'll try to hit you guys with those, and then we'll be back at it all next week. They'll do something, I'm sure, over the weekend, and maybe one of us will drop in and do something. So cool. Thanks for your time tonight, Danilo, and thanks for all of you for being here. We will check you next time, and Danilo, we'll talk to you tomorrow.